Just wanted to talk about modded gear a little bit. I know when I see it used, it turns me off. I don't know how you guys all feel about it. In my experience, modded gear is a harder sell. Because what you're saying is I've taken my thing and I've screwed with it in some manner. I'll just give you some examples. Here's a Fender Blues Junior 3 that I just bought today used. I think someone screwed with it. And they could have screwed with it for the better. I mean, they could have glued gold bars inside of it. I don't know what they did or didn't do. But the stigma now for me is that it's broken. Okay? The reason I think this one's modded is because this cord, this extra crazy long power cord, it doesn't feel like a stock factory cord. It just has a weird feeling to it. And, and it's just a power cord. So you're like, so what? And it's like, if they've done that, what else do they do? They clip some caps, replace some caps, do some mods, It just gives it a stigma. This Strat is heavily modded, but it's my Strat. I'll get buried with this thing. So it's a different story. I will never sell this red Strat. I've had it since I was, 15 years old. I wouldn't expect anyone to buy it, and I would never try to sell it, right? All my other guitars are pretty stock. I've screwed with this Tesco by quite a bit, but it's because it's never going to get sold, this thing. So if I'm keeping something forever, I'll do some mods. I guess, spoiler alert, that's what I was going to say at the end of the video, is that, if I'm keeping something forever, I'll mod it. But here's an aesthetic mod. Who knows, maybe I sell this jazz bass someday. But all I've done is swap the pick guard. I think it came with white. I don't know where its original, that's not it. I don't know where its original pick guard is. That's sort of an aesthetic mod, not a big deal. I could put that back to white and sell this thing. Now here's a big one. It's probably the title of the video, so I didn't mean to troll you guys into watching all this nonsense ahead of time before I talk about this. My Alesis drum set. This is an example where I modded for the better. Whoever buys this, if anyone would buy it, would be getting a better deal. Good luck trying to convince people that. Good luck selling them on that. So I took an Alesis Crimson 2 Special Edition. Everything you see here except the brain is an Alesis Crimson 2 Special Edition. And I can prove that with, you can see the red when I come way down here on it, right? Right. Yeah, and I don't know how else I could prove to you, but I'm not, I wouldn't lie. Why do I think you won't believe me? It's an Alesis Crimson 2 Special Edition drum kit. I bought it used for, I think $1,300. And I immediately sold the brain off of it. The Crimson 2 brain, Special Edition. It's the one with the red LCD screen. Immediately sold the brain easily for $200 on Reverb. Just so now I got an Alesis Crimson 2 body with no brain. Why did I do that? Well, I thought I was smart. Obviously, I'm not. I bought the Alesis Strike. I put the Strike brain on it because it's got, individual, see my cable snake here, all the drums come out. That's a kind of a cool thing, right? The kick, the snare, right? It's kind of cool. Well, now, so I've modded it. I've upgraded it. Whoever buys this kit is going to get a good deal because I'm going to take a bath on that $1,000 brain. I'm just going to have to mix it in with the price of the rest of the kit. But also consider that they don't make those brains anymore, and you stick that brain on Reverb, it's gone. I could sell that brain today, especially for $800 or $900. It'll be gone. But it's bundled with this kit because I don't got no other brain for the kit. What am I going to do? Sell a Crimson 2 with no brain? And so this is an example where I've modded for the better, but it makes for a hard sell. It makes a really hard sell for purists, and I am a purist for the most part. I would never mod this Gibson Les Paul in a million years. I would never mod that Casino. I'm a purist, and then I'm like, no, it is what it is. Leave it as it is. So I would not, but I want to sell this, but I would never buy this as it is because somebody screwed with it. And it is a hard sell. I've had it on Kijiji and reverb 3 times for 3 ranges of time, and a couple bites, but nothing. E-drum's a little harder to sell anyway because someone has to come damn near in person, unless I'm going to box this thing up. This thing came in. Every piece had a box. Every last little piece had its own box, right? What am I going to do? Build a giant pallet coffin? And, this is an in-person sale. So that makes it a hard sell anyway. But then when you start yammering on Kijiji and reverb, and you're like, I took an Elisa's Crimson 2 SE, and I pulled the brain, and I put a better brain, and you're getting a deal. And, it's a hard sell, especially for beginners and purists. Now, a lot of times with the E-drums, the beginner with the money is a parent, if you think about it, right? E-drum guys, my age and up or whatever, we're 20, 30, 40, 50. They know what they're getting. It's their money. But your teenagers and your kids, it's the parent, right? So the parent comes across my Kijiji or my Rebird, and I'm like, I took this good set and I put a good brain on it. You wouldn't believe. And they're just like, I'm out. I am out. This guy screws with his drums. Just like if you had told me before I bought this today, so what's up with this? And they're like, well, the guy screwed with it. I'm like, nope, I'm out. Right? Or this red Strat, in Kijiji. That's maybe a little different story. I would buy a punk rock guitar like that on Kijiji if it was, cheap. If it was $300. I ain't giving you no $900 for a modded Strat on Kijiji. Anyway, back to the drum kit. It's a hard sell now because I've screwed with it. I've screwed with it for the better. It's a better deal. You're getting a better deal. Arguably, you're getting $1,000 upgrade here. Okay? And I got to work that into the price somehow. People aren't going to see it that way. The parents buying for the kids are going, what's this now? Upgraded brain? I'm out. I just want to buy my kid that Amazon thing, that whatever, that catalog thing, E-drum, $5.99 on Amazon. That's what my kid's getting for Christmas. I don't want nobody screwing with it. I'll take a Donner or I'll take the Elisa's Nitro, whatever it is. Anyway, so now I rely on either Kijiji, like taking a bath on it and having people come to my house, which isn't always ideal. Strangers in your house, I have done that. I've sold pianos and bigger items. It's always been nice people. I sold big bass amps to nice people. I sold big pianos to nice people. So I have done that, but that's a numbers game, right? Eventually you're going to get a stabby come to your house. Eventually. That's just a numbers game. That's just the way it is, right? So, the first 99 people Kijijiing in your house are nice, and the last one likes to kill kittens in alleys, right? It's just a numbers game. It is how it is. So now I'm, at the mercy of like a Long and McQuaid or a music store. Now, I don't have good luck with Long and McQuaid with the employees. I don't know how you could be so miserable, but be surrounded by guitars. If I was surrounded by guitars all day, 9 to 5, I say this, but I haven't done it. I think I would be I'm like, what do you mean? I just sell microphones all day to guys? I get to talk about microphones all day and speakers and mixing boards all day. I don't know. I would love it. But these guys, first of all, I find none of them know anything, or they know very little. And second of all, they just seem so miserable and want you out. Maybe I'm just an annoying customer. But you go to those guys and you're like, hey, dude, I got a Crimson SE2 and I upgraded to a Strike. And they're just like, what? Drums? You know what I mean? It goes nowhere. I get further with the mom and pops are like, what'd you do now? I'm like, I took a Crimson 2 SE, upgraded the brain. And they're like, okay. So I got a few locals working on that for me right now. And they have the same idea I have, which is unfortunate, I guess, which is to restore it back. So, instead of saying it's a $1,300 drum kit, plus you get $1,000 this, so it's a $2,300 drum kit, and I'm only looking for $1,700. You know what I mean? Like, instead of that whole confusing Carnival Barker apology for the mod, you're apologizing for the mod, basically. The upgraded brain. Again, they're getting a better deal. If somebody borrowed this right now, they'd be getting a better deal. They're ahead, but no one, it's too hard of a sell. Because it's like, you modded it. I modded it. And you're like, what'd you do now? I modded it. It's like, oh, you screwed with it. Well, I don't want the thing that you screwed with. I want a new one now. I don't want to use one that you screwed with. So, the locals understand, the local music shops, and they're right where I think I need to be with this, in that we need to put it back. I need to take this brain, and it's a snake. Actually, it's another nice thing about this brain is it's not a snake. It's actually just TRS cables. So it's another great thing about this brain. But anyway, we have to put this back. I have to sell the strike brain on its own. And what else? What else was I going to say about that? We got to get a Crimson 2 brain. We got to put a Crimson 2 brain on it and put this thing back the way it was. So then it's an easy sell to mom and dad on Kijiji or whoever, and you can go, what is it? Alesis Crimson 2 SE. You can look it up on Google all day long. You can look it up on Alesis' site. You go to Reverb, eBay, Kijiji. You can see history. It's an easy sell. It's an Alesis Crimson 2 SE. End of story. It's not screwed with in any manner. And mom and dad are like, oh, okay. Yeah, I see one here for $1,300. We'll give you $1,000. And that's how you can sell something like this. Then I can take the strike brain and I can put it on Reverb for $900. It sits for a month. I drop it down to $850 and out the door it goes. That's how that strike will go, right? I'd actually be further ahead. So the trick right now is to get myself the Alesis Crimson 2 brain back. Might be easier said than done. There's a ton of scammy ones on eBay, like real shady, like, this guy that, lives in a canoe in China is trying to sell one and it's got no cords on it and it's missing, there are no letter A's in the word Alesis, like just weird, sketchy eBay sketch, right? So my music store guy is trying to find me an Alesis Crimson 2 Special Edition red LED brain to put back on this thing, to put it back, and then I can sell it as it was and sell the brain as it was and hopefully have learned a lesson. And I have learned a lesson. Don't screw with that again. Now, some of you guys are saying, no, I am an E-drum guy and I Frankenstein this stuff all day long. I built my kit from rocks and paper and scissors. You know what I mean? Like some of you guys, it's PVC pipe and some brain you found and piezo triggers. And, some of you guys, it's just Frankenstein kits. So some of you guys will go, no, you're wrong. You can sell Frankensteins all day long. Well, listen, I know you can sell Frankensteins. This is a Frankenstein. I know you can sell them, but you have to sell them to guys like you that make Frankensteins. Only guys that can handle a Frankenstein are going to buy a Frankenstein. That's how it goes. You're not going to sell it to mom and dad. They're like, well, what kind of kit is it? And you're like, well, let me tell you, I'm an E-drum enthusiast from 20 years back, and I bought one of these, and I bought one of these, and they don't care. They don't care, man. They're not buying your Frankenstein. Only Frankenstein guys can buy a Frankenstein kit, in my opinion. Anyway, what do you think? You ever mod something and regret it? Do you feel the same way? Do you see something modded, and even if it's modded for the better, you're like, well, you screwed with it. I don't want it now. Well, hey, let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want to, and stop modding your stuff, and I'll stop modding my stuff. Deal? Deal.